Hello, happy Halloween. My name's John Beach. This is the video that you definitely haven't been waiting for, but it's probably something that I should have probably done a long time ago. This is my ultimate horror movie tier list. I've seen quite a lot of horror movies in my time. Ever since I was a kid, I've been watching horror films, fucked up films. It's probably why I'm so damaged, traumatized. A string of increasingly baffling phobias to my name. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to just get straight into this. I've got a cup of tea, I've got my vape, I've got a glass of water, I've got some carrots, I've got everything I need. Some of the films on this list I haven't seen, and some of my favourites might not even be on this list, but what we're going to do is just jump straight into it, and we're going to try and go as quick as possible because we've got shitloads to get through. But if you've never seen one of these before, it's just quite a common thing on the internet now that people do. Well, they've been doing it for years. It's like this is an old-fashioned thing, but I just have never done this, so it'll be good for me, good exercise for me as well for you. Ranked from S at the top, the very best of the best, right down to F, the shittest, and then the ones that I haven't seen, I'm going to put in haven't seen. Everyone clear? You clear? Are you clear on that? Good lad. Right, let's do it. 10 Cloverfield Lane. I have seen this, and that is quite good. It's John Goodman, in it? In the bunker. There's a twist at the end that I can't remember. Given the fact that I can't remember much of it, but it was good. I remember that. It was good. I'm going to put it in B. 13 Ghosts. I haven't seen. Is that the original? I haven't seen that. I don't know what this is. Nightmares. Don't know. I haven't seen that. Reanimator. Classic. Gory as fun. I think Brian Usner did the special effects. That is a classic film, The Reanimator. You haven't seen it. Saw, I mean, I love the Saw films, man. They're a guilty pleasure. But I don't know which film that actually. If it's Saw the first one, that is really good. Well, they're all. I think they're all quite good. I'm a big Saw fan, so I'm going to put Saw in A. Doesn't quite get to S. It is pretty good. Repulsion, I'm sad to say I've never seen it. That's one of those classic horror films in it that I've never seen it. Silent Night, Horny Night, Holy Night, I've never seen that. The Cabin in the Woods, I've seen. Is it good? I can't remember. That's one with all the horror characters come and get them at the end or something. It's like a fourth wall breaking thing. I didn't think it was that good. I'm going to put it in C. Unbreakable, is that a horror? It's good though. It's good. Unbreakable is fucking good. Stick Unbreakable in the B tier. We've got loads to do. Oh my god. 28 Days Later is also good. Put that in B. 30 Days of Night I've not seen. The ABCs of Death is hit and miss. There were some good ones. The one I remember the most is the woman who's pressured to do the crush fetish. I think it's called, it was P for pressure, I think. That was really good. That actually like affected me. She has to like, she basically hauls herself to fucking crush animals underneath her feet. That was, yeah, but that is a good one, but some of them are shit and some of them are good. So I'm going to put it in C. I remember being quite bored by quite a lot of them. Alien 3 is shit, let's be honest. D tier. Alien 1 is S. The first Alien is absolutely legendary. It's like a proper horror film in space before the Alien films became, you know, action orientated and stupid. Alien is like a proper fucking horror film, and it's feminist as well. Sigourney Weaver, mate. Again, the power loader. It's great. It's fucking brilliant. American Psycho. God, it's fucking good as well. That might even be S. Gets a bit shit towards the end. I'm going to put it in A. I do love it. We'll go back and sort these out maybe. We haven't got too many. For God's sake, Get Out. What is that? Don't think I've ever seen that. I don't know what the fuck that is. Anaconda is absolute trash. That can go in F. That's a Nightmare on Elm Street. If that's a Nightmare on Elm Street one, that is S tier. can't quite tell. It's a bit small. I think this is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. This is the one with the... that was the first... In fact, the Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was the first Nightmare on Elm Street that I saw. I got it on video from a car boot, so my mum wouldn't let me watch it. She hid it in the garage, and then I found it again, and I was like, yeah, I'm having that. And a lot of the sort of homoerotic tension in that film was lost on me at the age of like fucking 9 or wherever it was I watched it. I can't remember anything about it other than the shower scene. It's not that good, is it, really? Jesse, I think is the character's name is. C for Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Although if there were more Nightmare on Elm Streets on it, I do prefer some of the other ones. After 2, they started getting good again. Annabelle... something. I don't know which Annabelle movie that is, but Annabelle is creepy as a doll, but the films don't quite do it justice. I'm going to put Annabelle in D, because I didn't really like any of them. Apollo 18 I've seen, but can't really remember. That's the fan footage one in space. I haven't seen... well, I've seen it, but I can't remember it, so that's got to go in the trash. Arachnophobia is fucking brilliant. Jeff Daniels, that's got to go in an A. I don't even know to this day how they did that, but the shower scene where the fucking spider comes down and it's all over her, she's in the shower, or when they're all coming down the windows or pouring out the sink. It's a fucking good film. I don't know why they've never remade that. They've never, like, given that the love that it like really deserves. Jeff Daniels was quality in that. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I don't think I've ever seen it. I'm gonna just, you know, try and a lot of these I haven't seen. I haven't seen Alien vs Predator. I haven't seen Birdemic. I haven't seen My Bloody Valentine 3D, although I hear that is meant to be absolutely shit. I haven't seen any of these old Hammer, Boris Karloff films. Candyman is S tier. Clive Barker wrote the short story. I can't remember what the short story was called. It wasn't called Candyman, it was called something else. But Candyman is just phenomenal. That's one of the ones that really affected me when I was a kid. The wasps in the toilet and all that shit. Again, it's got a lot of political themes. Fucking brilliant lead performance from... I can't fucking remember his name, but it's great. Carrie is also great. Stephen King. Children of the Corn is also really good, but I'm not going to put that in S. I'm going to put that in A, just because it ends a little bit... it is a bit hammy and a little bit shit. It's not as good a film as Carrie. But it's got some... I mean, like the opening sequence with the kids' picture and that theme tune is really, really good. Some good scenes in it, man. I like all the religious imagery, you know, when they're in the church and you can see like they've done all the paintings of the people killing each other and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Christine, I've never read and I've never seen. That's the one about the haunted car. I've never seen it. Cloverfield is shite, but I sort of enjoyed it, so I'm going to put it in D. But it's one of those films where it's like, I just remember being like, I saw it fucking ages ago when it first came out, and I was like, why aren't these characters doing this? Why couldn't they just do this? Or why... It's one of them. It's one of those annoying ones. Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm not from 1932. Haven't seen it. Hear a lot of good things. Creeps, the one from the London Underground. That is good. That's that deformed creature hunting that girl through the London Underground. That is quite good, but I haven't seen it in ages. I'm going to put it in B. The Crow. Brandon Lee, The Crow. I'm going to put that in B. I remember that one. That is good. Cujo is another Stephen King I've never seen and never read. That's the dog that kills. Apparently, the ending of the book got him into a lot of trouble. What's that? The Cabinet of Dr. Calamari I've never seen. Day of the Dead. I think Day of the Dead was the first zombie film I ever saw. I think I saw it before Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead. It's good. Bit where he gets ripped in half, choke on him. Yeah, I'll put that in B. Dead End I've never seen. Dead Silence I've seen, but it's shite, even though the puppets aren't quite scary. The Descent is fucking good, claustrophobic. Cavers go down in a cave and monsters try and get them. Good film. Devil's the one with the people who are trapped in the lift. I think it might be M. Night Shyamalan. Can't remember. It's got a twist, but I can't remember the fucking twist. It's been ages since I've seen it. But I remember it being all right. I'm going to put it in D. I might jiggle some of these around. Dracula. I have seen that. That is good. B. What's that? Dreamcatcher. I've never seen that. Escape Room. I've never seen that. Evil Dead 2 is A tier. One of the best horror sequels ever. The Evil Dead is S. The original Evil Dead. Oh. Oh shit, what have I done? Oh, thank fuck for that, it saved it. Jesus. I was lucky. Hang on. Evil Dead is S. One of the best horror films ever made. But the sequel just isn't quite as good. The Exorcist has not aged well at all. I'm going to put it in B. Sacrilege, a lot of people, but I just don't find it very... Well, it's good for the time. No, B, A, B, A, B for Exorcist. Flatliners I've never seen. The Fly is exemplary. That's an A. Jeff Goldblum, one of his finest moments as a bloke who gets in... He's doing like gene splicing and a fly gets in the machine and then he turns into a fly. Body horror. David Cronenberg, I believe, directed it. This Frankenstein movie I've never seen. Freaks is A tier. Again, I don't know, I think it's like 50 minutes long. It's not very long, but it's a really weird, feverish film about, I guess, the old days and the circuses when they had like actual freaks and there's like a little romance between them. I need to watch that again, actually. That is a really good film. That could even be up in S. Freddy versus Jason. Jason is shite. Absolute shite. They thought it would be really funny. Yeah, Freddy versus Jason. Oh, who's going to win? But it's just terrible. I remember seeing it when I worked at Blockbuster. Friday the 13th Part 2 I've never seen. The Frighteners I've never seen. Fright Night is S. I've just stopped on the way up. Fright Night is one of the first... I think Fright Night might be the first horror film my dad ever taped me off the telly. And it still holds up to this day. It's probably the best vampire movie ever made. And it's probably one of my favourite horrors ever made. Frozen is utterly fucking shite. That's the one about the people that get stuck on the ski lift. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's terrible. These people, these really annoying fucking people are on a ski lift. And the people who operate the ski lift or the ski place decide to like go home early or something and leave them there. And then it's all about them like trying to get off this ski lift. It's just terrible. Godzilla. Oh my god, Godzilla. A tier, maybe even S. The original Godzilla. I'm sure that is the original Godzilla. Brilliant. Grave Encounters is underrated. Very, very underrated. In fact, I'm going to put that in A. But then I am a sucker for found footage films. I know they're not a lot, not a lot of everyone's, not everybody's cup of tea. Cup of tea? You'll fucking never sip now, I don't know what the fuck you do. Grave Encounters is a good one. It's one of the best ones. Came out in 2010 or something like that, I believe. What's this? I can't even see what that is. Is that Halloween or something? Don't know what that is, mate. That's Halloween, isn't it? But it's not the. That's not the Halloween cover. I can't see Halloween on the rest of them. Hannibal. It's pretty good. C tier. Saved from D to F tier mediocrity by the scene of Ray Liotta having his brains eaten out. The Happening, that's the Mark Wahlberg thing, that's shit as well. A lot of M. Night Shyamalan films are pretty shit. Happy Death Day, I've heard a lot about. Need to watch it. The Hills Have Eyes is A. Horrendous. that affected me quite badly when I watched it when I was younger. That's the one with the, can't remember what the actor's name, but he's got like a, it's the people who live in the, oh yeah, it's really horrible. They get, I think some people break down or something in the middle of this valley, and then these mutants come and fucking attack them. House, this is an underrated film. Surreal Japanese ghost movie, one of my favourites. Completely psychedelic. That can go in A, because that's brilliant. Maybe even S. Fall of the House of Usher. That's Edgar Allan Poe, but I've never seen it. House of Wax, I think I've seen, but can't remember. So it's probably shit. Hush, I've never seen. I Am Legend, Will Smith, I believe. D, wasn't into that. What the fuck is that? I can't even see what that says. I don't know what that is. Insidious, that is quite good. It's underrated. The first one, it's good. The red-faced demon and the boy dancing to Tiptoe Through the Tulips. Creepy shit. Started off a bit of a craze of these new wave horror films that are all kind of like the same thing. But then The Conjuring is quite good. That's Insidious is good. It's up there. Interview with the Vampire is absolutely brilliant. That's an A. One of the sexiest vampire films I've ever seen. I think it's got Brad Pitt. I'm sure it has. Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt. It's really, really hot. What's that? Invasion of the Body Snatchers I've never seen. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is just shite. Jack Frost. Where do you rate that? Because it's so bad it's good. I'm going to put it in A. It's low budget shite, but it's like so bad it's good. It just has to go in there. Jaws is a classic, isn't it, really? But I don't like Jaws that much. I'm going to put it in B and be sacrilegious. Jeepers Creepers 2. I've seen it, but I can't remember it. D. Jeepers Creepers. You know, the director was paedophile sex offender. Victor Salva, his name is. He directed a film called Clown House. He did some time in prison. I don't know if he directed this sequel. Let's put them both in F, just on that basis. Jeepers Creepers, for what it's worth, does have a good bit at the beginning when they're getting chased by the guy with the in the trunk. It's good. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I've never seen. A lot of the older horror films I haven't seen. Jennifer's Body, I've never seen. Looks terrible. What's that? Krampus, never seen that. Anticrisis S. One of my favourite fucking horror films ever. That is like a horror film that isn't a horror film, really. But it definitely is. Lars von Trier, Willem Dafoe, and Charlotte, what's her name? Gainsbourg, go to a shack in the forest to, like, after their child dies. It's got some of the most. It's tough. It's a tough watch. It's gory. I think she gets her clit cut off with scissors or something, or someone gets her dick cut off with scissors in one of the scenes. And he gets his bollocks smashed with a rock, and the talking dead fox. Oh my god, it's so good. Watch that. Leprechaun is A tier because it's so bad it's good. It's going up with Jack Frost. I haven't seen any of the sequels. I'm not a maniac. There's a great quote. Someone, Matt, if you watch this, you would be able to tell me the quote. I can't remember what it is now. It's funny. Oh my god, we've got loads more to do. Right, Let Me In. Oh, see, if it was Let the Right One In, that would be S tier. The remake is probably a D. Although I do like Chloe Grace Moretz. I think that's got her in it. Little Shop of Horrors is good. Not as good as everyone says it is, but it is good. Mama. Meh. I've seen that, it's rubbish. The Mask of Red Death I haven't seen. Mimic, fucking hell, there's a blast from the past. I can't remember it. D, I have seen it. My Bloody Valentine, I haven't seen it. The Wax Museum, I haven't seen it. Nosferatu is an A. Still one of the creepiest images ever. Like, if you saw that vampire in your room or whatever, you'd be fucking terrified, wouldn't you? It's good. Werner Herzog remade it. Oculus is just shite. I have seen that. It's shite. The Omen. Is that the one where the guy gets cut? That's the one with Damien and all that, isn't it? It's not as good as everyone thinks. Doesn't the guy get cut in half with a sheet of glass? I'm going to put it in C, you know. It's all right. Ouija is one of the worst films I have ever seen in my entire life. Absolute shite. Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, I can't remember them. Do you know what? I'm going to put the first one in A, because it's good. I saw it in the cinema. I'm going to put the rest in D, because they're all the fucking same. I can't remember a single fucking thing that happens in any of them. But they're not so bad to be in F, because some of them have some quite cool bits, but I can't fucking remember. Pet Sematary, the remake, is absolutely awful. I reread Pet Sematary by Stephen King, and then I watched that film, and I was so furious I turned it off, and I think I might have even thrown my controller. I was so angry. Fucking pathetic is that? Not like a hardcore like throw or whatever, but I did fucking I did smash it. I haven't seen the original Pet Sematary, so I'll have to go down there. Phantasm, I've never seen. Piranha, I read the book of that. I can't remember whether I've seen it or not. I'll put it in, haven't seen. Poltergeist is B. Maybe even higher. I'm due a rewatch of that, so TBC, but it is great. Predator is brilliant as well. I'm going to put it in B. Doesn't quite get to A tier. What's that? Prometheus. Oh man, you know what? I thought it was quite good. But I know everyone fucking hates it. Let's put it in C. There's so much wrong with it, I know, but there's a good bit like with the eggs and all that shit. Yeah, it's a good film, man. It's a good film. Psycho is not as good as everyone thinks, but it's all right. It's not an A tier. Resident Evil with what's her name? This is when they first started making video game movies. It's terrible. It is so shit. Why didn't they just make a big scary mansion and fucking put people in it? And just do it like, just have it the same, just remake the video game but in a movie, man. It's really not difficult. Rosemary's Baby is A. Shrieking, hysterical, horrible, brilliant. Scanners is great as well. But I can't put Scanners in A, I don't think. It's going to have to go to B. It nearly gets into an edge because the head exploding, but David Cronenberg's a fucking master. Just, I don't know, he's good. Scream. All of the Screams can go in F because they're all shite, except for Scream 1. A. Maybe, possibly S. I debated whether to put it in S or not. The original Scream is just one of the best films ever. Like, I'm not having any bullshit about that. The opening scene with Drew Barrymore getting hunted by Ghostface. The first time you see The Mask. The whole pop culture-y fourth walliness of it is just brilliant. Silent Hill, the film, is not as bad as Resident Evil, the film, so I can't put it near there, but it is still shit. It's quite good. It's not as bad as you think. I haven't seen Silent Night, Bloody Night. Actually, I think I might have done back in the day. I don't know. Sinister is... Sinister 2? They made Sinister 2? Fucking hell, I haven't seen it. But Sinister made one of my girlfriends ill for a month. Back in the day, one of my ex-girlfriends, she was ill for about a month after she watched it. I think it's got to go in A. Ethan Hawke, found footage. The main thing in it is, no, it's not an A because it's so shit. The second half, I downgrade it to a B. Once it's like, oh, it's the children, the ghost of the children, it's just like, it's a load of bollocks. But it's got a great first half that is actually really scary. And you start seeing him in the old footage and stuff. That is fucking good. Alright, we're cracking through these at an alarming rate. How long are we on? 24 minutes. Sleepy Hollow of Johnny Depp. Fuck knows. D. That's the one with the horses. It's crap. Slither. I can't remember it. D. I've seen it. I remember it was alright. Smiley, I haven't seen. Snakes on a plane. I can't get rid of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. D. Rubbish. Son of Frankenstein, I haven't seen. Splice, I haven't seen. Student on the Prog, I haven't seen that. Suspiria is brilliant. B tier. I'm due a rewatch of Suspiria. Oh, they remade Suspiria as well, didn't they? I haven't seen that. I need to fucking watch that. Mate, I remember. The Babadook is completely overrated. It's a C tier film. Ooh. Yeah, it's a C tier film because it's just rubbish towards the end. Once it's like you sort of work out what's going on, it's rubbish. Just gonna have a quick vape. But it is creepy. But it was just so overhyped, and I love the book and everything. And I should have bought one of those limited edition books. It's just not that good. The Invisible Man, old version, I haven't seen. The Raven, I haven't seen. The Wolfman, I haven't seen. The Autopsy of Jane Doe might be an A. That's a scary little film and a great idea. Simple idea. Two guys doing an autopsy on a, let's say, a haunted body. Brilliant. It's got a really good, the bell ringing and all that shit. And from what I can remember, it's got one of the worst jump scares ever. I think that made me jump more than anything ever. I just remember one particular bit made me jump out of my shitting skin. The Birds is fucking brilliant as well. I'm going to put it in B. The Blob, I haven't seen. The Boy, I haven't seen. The Craft is exceptional. Really good film. B. What's that? The Fog. I think that's another Stephen King. No, James. No. The Fog? John Carpenter, innit? Stephen King, right? I can't remember. The Gallows is shite. The Grudge, is that the Japanese or the remake? If we come across the Japanese, because the Japanese Grudge is terrifying. It's A tier. But the remake's not that good. Sarah Michelle Gellar, I can't see whether that's the Japanese Grudge or... I think that's the remake, isn't it? Because it would be Ju-on. If we see the Japanese one, I'll replace it. But the Japanese, the Grudge is that bit at the end. Right at the end when she's coming down the stairs. I don't know how they did that. It looks like animatronics. Really, really, really scary film. The Haunting, it's rubbish. I think that's got fucking Catherine Zeta-Jones. It's rubbish. It's trashed here. Absolute mud. The House of the Devil is fucking brilliant. Ty West. But I remember the ending being not that good. It's not as good as The Innkeepers. I don't know if The Innkeepers is going to be on here. But The House of the Devil's good. Very creepy. Hunchback of Notre Dame I haven't seen. Oh, that's that fucking Colin Farrell. That's Killing of a Sacred Deer. I'm going to put that in S. Because that film is phenomenal. I had a panic attack when watching it in the cinema. I don't know why. But that is a fucking brilliant film. Bit like Antichrist. The boy starts getting revenge on a surgeon who didn't save his dad's life. The Last House on the Left remake I haven't seen, but they're both terrible. Really nasty, rapey, horrible shit. Just nasty. The Mist, haven't seen it. Karloff's Mummy, I haven't seen it. The Others is good. The Others is good. Nicole, that is a creepy film, man. Underrated. B for The Others. It's a good film. The Purge is also the same. Good. Ethan Hawke again. Back on it. It's got a great central idea. It's quite nasty. Again, they went on to make fucking 20 million of them. What is the point? Just fucking leave it where it is. If they left The Purge as its own, like, film, it'd be more fondly remembered. I'm not saying the sequels are really shit. I think The Purge 2 maybe is even better than the first Purge. The Ring American remake, it's just a D tier. It's just, there's nothing else you can say. But The Ring Japanese is S. The Shining is S. Easiest pick I've ever made. Like Being in a Dream. It's just one of the most iconic horror films ever, really, isn't it? Signs is quite good. I know it's M. Night Shyamalan and I have just slagged him off for like ages. Signs is alright. Mel Gibson, I think, would you believe? That's the one with the kid's birthday and the alien comes in the background. Yeah, that is alright, that one. I can't remember this twist. I'm not going to give it a B, but it is a C tier. What's that? I can't even tell what the fuck that is. It's too small to read. Mother of something? Don't know, I haven't seen it. The Village. Oh my god, dreadful. That's the one with the fucking... Oh my god, the twist at the end is so lame. Ugh, yeah, it's a shit film. The Wicker Man is fucking quality, mate. I don't know if that's the Nick Cage one, but they're both good. Just because Nicolas Cage is brilliant, but The Wicker Man is a really creepy, uncanny film. 13 Ghosts, that's the one with the ship and everyone gets cut on the ship at the beginning. That's the only good thing about it. It's the only redeeming feature. That goes in D. Just terrible. Tremors, man. Tremors, mate. Oh my god, I haven't seen fucking Tremors in so long. You know what? That was another one of the first horrors I ever saw. I was allowed to watch Tremors for some reason without having to sneak record things off the telly and hide videos and stuff. I was actually allowed to have that. That's going in A, just for nostalgia purposes and the fact that it is pretty good. Trick or Treat is brilliant as well. B. Portmanteau. Lots of different stories. A bit like Creepshow, I think, if I can remember rightly. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I haven't seen. Unfriended Dark Web, I haven't seen. Although the first Unfriended is really good. Van Helsing, not interested. Velvet Buzzsaw, I haven't seen. VHS is alright. There's a new one just out, VHS 94, I'm well looking forward to watching. I think the VHS films get a lot of shit. Just little fun fan footage, anthologies, tied together with an overarching story. Is pretty good. Although, having said that, I can't really remember much about it. But I saw it at Fright Fest one year when it first came out. That's the Nick Cage Wicker Man. That will have to go in B. The Bees, the Bees, the Bees. You can go there. World War Z, Brad Pitt. The book's meant to be fantastic, but I've never seen the film. Did I watch the film? It's just trash. It's just trash. Zombieland is alright. Bill Murray in his house. I'm going to put that in D. It's not as funny as it thinks it is, but it's still pretty good. Final Destination. Final Destination. It's a C tier, really, isn't it? It's alright. I saw a really horrible bit on one. My housemates were watching it, and there was a woman underneath an eye laser thing. She was having a laser surgery on her eyes, and the machine fucking went all weird and started burning her and stuff. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. Some good set pieces in it, but as films, they're not that good. Salem's Lot is brilliant. I'm overdue a reread of that novel as well. Praise the Master. Oh my god, it's a good film. It's creepy. The boy scratching at the window. Fucking really good. 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. Lost Boys. Haven't seen it, sorry. Lost Boys is A. Kiefer Sutherland on fine form. Easy A. Coraline is also an easy A, I think. I really love Coraline. I like weird girls. Neil Gaiman wrote the original story, and he's brilliant. Alien, which Alien is that? Covenant, is it? I haven't seen it. What's that? Aliens? Is that Aliens or what have I done here? Aliens is not as good as Alien. It's not as good as everyone says it is. But it is alright. It's James Cameron, isn't it? Making it an action film rather than a horror film. B. Annabelle. Where did I put the other Annabelles? D. I have seen them all. They don't deserve to be in D. They're terrible. They're just shit. But the doll is creepy, but the films are just terrible. A Quiet Place is really good. A Quiet Place can go in... Oh my god, this is getting a bit out of hand now. A Quiet Place can go in A, because it's good, and I like it. As Above, So Below, that's the one in the Paris catacombs. That is quite good as well. But it's not that good. C. That's the one with the piano. They go under the catacombs. Found footage. It's alright. Basket Case I've never seen, I don't think. Actually, I might have seen it when I was a kid, but I just can't remember. The Black Cat, Black Christmas, Black Swan is fantastic. B tier. Blair Witch is S. Easy yes. One of the most scared I've ever been in a cinema. Ever. I was completely broken when I watched it. Came out in 99, so I would have been 15. Like exactly old enough to go to the cinema on my own and watch it. And I came out the cinema after watching that, after that ending, and I just didn't want to be alive anymore. It made me completely sick. I was ill after I watched it, and I think actually I had to camp in a tent after I watched it. I've got this memory of being camping after I watched it in my dad's back garden, or maybe I just didn't. Why have I remembered it like that? I don't know, but yeah, it's great. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, that's the movie version, not the TV version. Never seen it. Cannibal Holocaust is an S as well, because it's just the nastiest film. I ordered that. It was banned in this country for a long time, and I found this dodgy phone number in the back of Bizarre magazine. This bloke was like, free, £5 per copy. I think it was Bizarre magazine, I'm sure it was. I don't think it was eBay. I don't think eBay was even around at that time. But anyway, this package came through my letterbox, maybe it was eBay, that had Cannibal Holocaust copied onto it from an old fucking American video, and with Last House on the Left back to back, double, because you couldn't watch them in the UK, they were both banned at the time. And Cannibal Holocaust was responsible for probably the first big nervous breakdown that I had when I was like 16, 17. It's just the nastiest film ever. It's just real animal cruelty, just real looking guts, and it's just so sweaty and so horrible and so like... I think Eli Roth remade it under a new name, The Green Inferno. Just American people, or Western people going over to sort of poke video cameras at ancient tribes and stuff and patronise them and research them like guinea pigs, and you get what you deserve. It's a revenge story, really. But it's really, really nasty. It's rapey and cruel and sweaty, and just everything looks real in it. It's just one of those films that's just like, once you see it, you just never forget it. It's unreal. The original Child's Play is an A. The original creepy doll, Chucky. I used to look at the video when I was a kid and just look at the back and I used to think, oh my fucking god, that looks scary. It's another one of those films that's just had... If they'd left it, you'd be talking about it more in classic terms, but now it's like Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Child's Play 4, Bride of Child's Play, Son of Chucky, TV series, the new one, the remade one with the AI doll, was terrible. Except, what's her name? Aubrey Plaza, who was brilliant. A Clockwork Orange isn't really a horror film, is it? A human horror? I mean, any list that a Clockwork Orange is on, you have to bang up there with S. You just have to. It's just the soundtrack, the cinematography, the subject matter, just Malcolm McDowell got me into listening to Beethoven. I actually had a big poster of this on my wall when I was a kid. I'd never even seen the film. That was another one that was banned in the cover. I loved the cover so much that I had the poster on my wall before I'd even seen it. It wasn't until fucking years later that I actually found some mates went to America and they got Clockwork Orange on video from America, because you could buy it in America, but Stanley Kubrick banned it here because he was afraid of people copying it. The Cloverfield Paradox I haven't seen. I haven't seen The Conjuring 2. Don't Breathe is really good. I'm going to put that in A, actually. That is a short, snappy, horrible, nasty little film. Fucking can't remember the director's name. It's the guy who did the Evil Dead remake. What's his fucking name? Oh man, I don't know, but it's good. A group of burglars break into a house of an ex-blind military veteran, and scenes. King Kong I've never seen. The Human Centipede is trash. The director is an absolute arsehole as well. Thinks it's really edgy. It's probably better than F, to be fair, but it's just nasty in all the wrong ways. I know a lot of people think it's the most fucked up film ever made. It definitely isn't. I don't know what is left on here. We're about halfway through. Oh, some good ones to come. It's just rubbish. It's just total rubbish. It's not. It doesn't deserve the notoriety that it gets. And then they made basically a porno version of it for the sequel, which is black and white and got banned. And it's just like even more gross, and like it's just shit. It's just completely shit. Drag Me to Hell. Fucking hell, man. Do you know what? That's a recent one, but I'm putting that in S. Drag Me to Hell is... oh, it's so good. The ending to that film is so good. The very, very, very end of it. But yeah, Sam Raimi. I think I saw that in the cinema. But yeah, it's like The Evil Dead. It just feels like The Evil Dead. It's hard to explain. Drag Me to Hell and The Evil Dead feel quite similar to me. I know it's the same director. He's got this like real knack of making things feel really panicky, but also really cartoony and over the top. It's hard to explain. It's got a lot of real special effects, I think. They didn't use too much CGI on it. And it's like... it's this woman works in a bank and she denies this this old woman the right to have a mortgage, and she doesn't realise that she can like do curses, so she puts a curse on her, I think. That's what happens. Anyway, it's brilliant. Creep. Fuck me. Fuck me. That's a good one. It's an underrated one. That's going in A. I love that film. Found footage of a guy who... I can't remember what the central is. Like a guy goes to spend like a weekend with this other guy and like film his life or whatever, and then he starts going really weird. It's like not what you think. It's like a found footage, but like imagine being with someone who is just a complete psychopath, but not in like a normal horror movie way. Like imagine someone just standing outside your bedroom door with a wolf mask on, like a rubber wolf mask, and they had a name for it and everything. It's like that sort of thing. It's fucking good. A Tale of Two Sisters. Fuck. Sacrilege, but I don't think I've seen it. That's another one. I need to go through these I haven't seen and actually go and watch some of them, except the really shit ones. Like fucking, you know, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Who the fuck wants to watch that? Donnie Darko is pretentious as hell, but it's brilliant. A tier, maybe even S. I just loved that film for like the longest time. I've got like the box set of it The rabbit, Jake Gyllenhaal, isn't it? Yeah. I think that was in his, like, was that the first sort of major film he was in or something? But yeah, the film like that hasn't come out since. I don't know if it was based on a novel, but really, you know, mental. I need to rewatch that as well. But that's one of my favourites. Carnival of Souls I've never seen. Brightburn I've never seen. The original Night of the Living Dead is great. But I'm going to put it in B because I'm not, you know, I don't love it that much. Dracula's Daughter. Haven't seen. Elvira. Haven't seen. Eraserhead. It's easy S. Probably the most horrifying film like ever. I used to dare my friends to watch it. I used to like lock them in the room and like not let them out until they watched it in the dark. It's like being in a nightmare. I think it was based on David Lynch's first experiences in Philadelphia, and he was like obsessed with how the way it felt and everything. And Eraserhead's basically like that, like a big dream. It's like a bad dream. Like when you have flu and you can't get to sleep and you're sort of in that state of like consciousness and unconsciousness. Yeah, it's like that. Fucking hell. I don't think I'd ever watch it again. They say that Eraserhead in a cinema is an incredible experience, and I can probably vouch for that. Invasion of the Body Snatchers I've never seen. Get Out is fucking brilliant. Jordan Peele. Easy A. Terrifying. I think I saw that in the cinema. It's a good film. He's got a new one coming out called Nope, which looks absolutely quality. Looks really good. Ghost Stories, I saw this in the cinema, and the film is actually pretty good. It's got Paul Whitehouse in it. This was a stage play by one of the guys who wrote Legal Gentlemen, or both of them, and they made it into a film, and it is quite good. Don't sleep on it. Godzilla with, what's that French guy's name? Oh, it's got Matthew Broderick. 1994 Godzilla, I think it was. It's one of the first big summer blockbusters I can remember. But it's just shite. It's terrible. F. What's the director's name? The Welsh. Is he Welsh? That Godzilla, that new Godzilla, is great. A. It's brilliant. It's so good. Saw it in the cinema. Grave Encounters 2 is not as good as the first one. I'm not gonna. Just gonna have to take the L. Gremlins. Just thinking whether to put Gremlins A tier or S tier. I'll put it in A. We can't put Gremlins in the same tier as fucking Cannibal Holocaust, can we now? But this isn't by scary, this is just good films. You know what, I'm putting Gremlins in S. It's one of my favourite horrors. Gizmo's my favourite thing in the whole world. I had the book. I think it's based on a novel. In fact, I'm sure it is. It's brilliant. Halloween is also... fuck me, mate. The Granddaddy, mate. Best soundtrack, John Carpenter. S. Easy. Michael Myers. S. Hereditary. I can't praise this film enough. Fucking hell, man. We're getting all the S tiers. Hereditary is phenomenal. One of the most frightening recent horror films I've ever seen. It's like, this director, Ari Aster, is going to be, as long as he sticks to genre, he'll be one of the best horror filmmakers ever. Because Midsommar is also S tier. I don't know if that's on here. Hostel. Oh, man. Hostel's going in A because it's just so... It is good. Eli Roth, produced by Quentin Tarantino. holiday makers go to abroad, you know, get caught up with prostitutes, and then they've sold them into this thing where people can pay to torture people. The bit when he cuts his... Does a woman have her eyeball cut out and it's hanging off her head? He's blow-torching her. Oh my god. It's pretty tough, that film, man. And he gets his ankles snapped with his tendon on the back of his feet done with pliers. Oh my god. Yeah, it's good. It is I'm a sucker for some of these early... I like Saw and I do like Hostel. I like a lot of the Saw films, but I know they went on to make like Hostel 7 and fucking God knows what else. I'm not rating them. Hush has been on my list for a long time. Watership Down is harrowing. Oh my god. I'm due a rewatch of this, but I'm going to put it in A tier for now. That could be an S as well. The cartoon. Inferno, haven't seen it. It poisoned my childhood and my adulthood. That clown, that film, the 1990 Tim Curry poisoned my childhood without any... I watched it when I was about 8, and I wasn't the same. I wish I'd never... I mean, I would have always watched it, you know, because I always had a morbid curiosity about stuff, and I never liked clowns ever. So I was always going to watch it, but if I'd known how badly that film would affect me, I wouldn't probably have watched it. I was afraid to go anywhere on my own as a kid because of that film. I was afraid to go to toilets on my own. I was afraid to brush my teeth on my own. I was afraid to have a shower on my own. I was afraid to sleep. I was afraid to stay awake. I was afraid to breathe. Just even the thought of seeing that, oh my god, it's creeping me out now. I still have dreams about that clown now. Recurring dreams. The scary thing is when I'm having a dream that I know is going to be a bad dream, or when I realise, I'm sort of subconsciously realising I'm in a bad dream, I can tell the Pennywise ones from the normal ones. It completely poisoned me. It's one of the most, maybe not the best film. It's got some bad acting. The ending's shit. In fact, most of the second chapter is shit. But with the kids, Seth Green, Jonathan Brandis, it ruined me. Ruined my life. The remake's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Closer to the novel than the 1990 version, but it's not quite S tier. It's not as good. It is good, but it's not quite as good. Ooh, should I put it in S? There's nothing wrong with it. I'm putting it in S. Both of them. And probably the best horror novel ever written, ever. It's like a... And also, don't forget, right, we're talking about Dracula, Frankenstein... I don't know, whoever the other famous, you know, the big horror movie. That was what Stephen King wanted to do with that clown, and that he has done that. Like Pennywise the Clown is the most famous horror movie villain ever, and he will last long after I'm dead. Kids will be watching these movies. He is the scariest thing ever. And I don't think if you had a fear of clowns before, you might actually have one after watching it. And what could be more surreal than a fucking clown living in the sewers? What could be more horrifying? Oof. Legion, I haven't seen. I don't know what that is. Mandy, oh my fucking god. Mandy's S tier. Nicolas Cage. Mandy is an experience. Watch that in the dark with the film, with the volume right up on the biggest TV you can possibly find. That film is chef's kiss. One of the best. Oh my, yeah, I don't know, I can't praise that film enough. It's brilliant. Mark of the Vampire, I haven't seen. Misery. I watched this with my mum. Misery's great. Misery's S tier as well. I can't put it any lower. It's just perfect. And the book is brilliant as well. Misery, Moonlight Sonata with the Hammer, Kathy Bates and James Caan. Oh, the Ceramic Penguin. It's just, again, I mean, it's Stephen King. Like I've always said about Stephen King, like his writing, you know, compared to some writers, the actual prose is not that great, but it's his ideas that set him apart from everyone else. The idea of a writer falling hostage to his number one fan, who also happens to be a child-killing psychopath, is just the most twisted thing ever. He can't move out of his bed. He's at her complete whim. It's just the most twisted thing. And how he even comes up with this shit. Mother is brilliant as well. Oh man, I can't keep putting them all in S. Oh man, you know what? I think Mother's one of the best films ever. It's one of my favourites. It's going in S. I don't give a shit. The ending's just the way it all starts to go. The build of chaos, the slow build of chaos in that film, leading to what it does lead on to. It just doesn't make... Oh, it's just so good. It doesn't make sense. You just feel so confused. You're just like that... what's her name? Jennifer Lawrence. Well, Ed Harris. Oh my god. All-star cast. Javier Bardem. What's the woman's name that I'm thinking? I'm trying to remember. Really famous actress. Anyway, can't remember. But it's brilliant. Spiraling, psychological... horrific. Cabin Fever. I think I've seen that, but I can't remember it. I'll put it in. I'll just put it in haven't seen. It Follows is one of my favourite films of all time. I've actually just received my limited edition 1,000-copy red translucent vinyl soundtrack of this. It's got one of the best soundtracks. It's got one of my favourite soundtracks, but It Follows is S tier easily. It's one of my favourite films ever. Endlessly rewatchable. Great idea, great soundtrack, great cinematography. Feels like a film from the 80s, but it isn't. It's not even set in the 80s. It's just... He went on to make another really shit film after that. He should have stuck to horror. They always do this. It's like they make some directors, right, they make a great horror film. Then they're like, oh yeah, I'm better than horror. I don't want to do horror. And then they go and make a shit film and they don't just stick to horror. What's that? The Hatred, haven't seen it. Orphan, haven't seen it. Gerald's Game, I haven't seen it. That's Stephen King as well, though. Perfection, I haven't seen it. Planet Terror, I have seen, but it's not that good. It's not as good as he thinks it is. It's alright. See. Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette. Forgot about that. That's quite good, actually. I can't give it more than C. I had it on video when I worked at Blockbuster. Everyone was going, it's a good film. It's a good film. I'm due a rewatch of that. Spiders Coming to Kill Everyone. Young Frankenstein I haven't seen. What's that? I don't recognise that poster. American Werewolf in London is brilliant. But it's not one of my favourites. It is good though. Good special effects. I put it in A, maybe a B. Yeah, it's good. Scarecrow, I haven't seen that. Pan's Labyrinth is great. Guillermo del Toro broke out into the mainstream. A. Raw is also great. Not a lot of people have seen this film, but it's brilliant. Cannibal film. It's got a great ending, from what I can remember. I need to watch that again. That's a brilliant film. It's cannibals or vampires, I think. Something like that. French, I think. Oh, so good. Wreck. S tier. Wreck is one of the most harrowing found footage. It's like, it's the... It's the ultimate found footage. I hope I haven't said that about anything else, but Wreck is the one. Wreck's got that ending, and that's all you need to know. It's got the best ending. I was scared to move. Scared to move. Literally scared to move. Split, I haven't seen. Oh, I don't know what that is. The Bye Bye Man, I haven't seen. The Cat and the Canary, I haven't seen. The Curse of La Llorona, I haven't seen. The Forest, I haven't seen. The Nun is absolutely terrible. Watched that the other day. It's terrible. Phantom of the Opera is one of my favourite films. I have actually seen that. A tier for the Phantom of the Opera. Silence of the Lambs, I think, is overrated. And all that shit. See, not that into it. Sixth Sense is pretty good. I think that was M. Night Shyamalan's first, you know. It was like when he established. See, the thing is, right, Sixth Sense has got a twist in it that everyone apparently could guess or whatever. But then why did all the rest of his films need a twist? There's a new one about people on a beach that he's done. But The Sixth Sense is probably his best film. Let's just check I haven't got any M. Night Shyamalans in A. No, I haven't. So it's his best film, yeah. And Signs is good. And Unbreakable. Where did I put that? In B as well. Yeah. The Thing is S tier. The Thing is probably... I could even... What I'll do is after this... oh no, there's too many of them to rank. But The Thing would be like there. I think it is the best horror film ever made. If you really had me against a barrel, I think it is. Although it poisoned me more. I think The Thing is the best horror film ever made, just for sheer atmosphere, the special effects. The only other thing that could come close, I don't even know if it's in here. Sacrilege isn't in here. Would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those two. The Thing and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I know everyone's like, yeah, they're classics, but they're the best, in my opinion, with Alien, and the rest of them can just go on from there. But The Thing. Oof. I hate anything tentacly. And the tentacles coming out of that dog. The special effects in that film are fucking amazing. Imagine what they could do now if they were like, right, we're not going to use CGI or anything really bollocksy. Why don't we put all the budget that we were going to put on the CGI into making a real special... I don't know, some films have done that, like The Void. There's another one, I think the guy who made The Void. The Void's not that good, but he made another film that's all real special effects. Yeah. Imagine that if they were like, right, let's put all our budget into making like another sort of proper real special effects horror film. That'd be so good. The Tommyknockers, you're going to expect to say that I haven't seen this, but I taped this off Sky when I was a kid secretly because I knew it was Stephen King and I was in my Stephen King phase, right? It's an underrated film. He said it's his worst book because he was on a load of coke. I guess he's like, he hates it. But there's some scary bits in this film, man. There's a scene where this policewoman gets attacked by dolls that really bothered me. They like bash her head in with a statue and shit. It's not great. Oh, I wish I could remember that guy, the actor's name in it. It's nothing more than a C. It was a TV series like It. They made it for TV, basically. I don't think it got a theatrical release, but no, it's not C. It's D. I don't even know what it's about. Some green light in a typewriter or something. Tooth Fairy I haven't seen. The Witch is brilliant. Oh my god, the guy Ralph... Fuck, what's his name? He plays Finchy in The Office. He's in that. And he did the VO for one of my adverts. I work in advertising, but yeah, big moment. Truth or Dare I haven't seen. Underworld I haven't seen. Unfriended is great. A tier for Unfriended. Very clever, very cleverly done. I need to watch the sequel. What's this? I can't tell what that is. Veronica, I've seen. That's terrible. Veronica is terrible. I was really pissed off with that film as well. Winchester. You're Next is really good. I think I gave this full marks when I used to like watch films and like mark them. I think I gave it full marks when I watched it the first time. I bet it is still as good. I'm going to put it in B. Which is I can't. If it was that good, I'd be able to remember it. And then 7, which I think is another one that's slightly overrated. But it is good. Again, I'm due a rewatch. I haven't watched it in ages. Anyway, that is it. Oh man, That was a fucking hard slog. But again, like, you're missing loads of films there. Texas Chainsaw Massacre isn't even on this. But they got most of the good ones. You can't have Leprechaun in A tier. What am I doing? That's got to go back down to C. And so is Jack Frost. It's just shit. Just for the... Yeah. You can't put those in B, in A. What am I thinking of? Am I happy with all these? Godzilla in A. Yeah, I'm happy with all these. Am I happy with my S's? Thing, Alien. There's nothing in there that isn't deserving of an S. The only one I would maybe put in A instead of S would be the It remake, but I just loved it so much. It was like, Bill Skarsgård as Penny. It's just so good. It's like a better version of the 90s one. But the 90s one was just the one that fucked me up the most. Because obviously I was 6. What the fuck was I doing watching that at 6? Taped it off Sky, I think, the year that it premiered. Or my mate at school, my little mate, he taped it and he fucking gave me the video of it. Fucking hell, man. Ugh. Ishvinder, if you're watching, you fucked me up with that. Yeah, I'm happy with all this. Just these have... No, they've got to go down even further, Leprechaun and Jack Frost. Because they're not shit. They're just a little bit better. I don't know what I was thinking of. Yeah. All these are quite shit. Yeah. All the screams. Yeah, anyway. God, man, that was a fucking mission. Happy Halloween. Maybe I've given you some inspiration for things to watch. I need to go back through with some of these that I haven't seen and actually watch them. My classic horror is a little bit limited, but yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. That was a feature length. John Beach ranks all horror films ever. Thanks very much for watching. If you did, let me know what's up. Cheers. See you later. Bye.